Hello, my name is Lorenzo,
And my name is Silke.
and this is the first episode of How Was It? Podcast about sex and sexuality. For this episode, I'm gonna be the host. From next episode on, Silkyway, and this is gonna be a friendly chat. We're gonna get to know her a little bit more. So let's jump to bed.
Let's go.
Let's get it. Well, Silke, my dog. Thanks for having us in your room. I guess welcome to your podcast. So how was it? Podcast about sex and sexuality. How does that feel? First episode we're recording it. How do you feel about it?
It's exciting. We've been working a really long time on this. So, finally actually starting is exciting.
It's nice.
Especially with you.
Oh man. Do you want to talk a little bit about the project and why is it so important for you?
Yeah, so I came up with this idea of the podcast. It basically started as a school project, but we turned it into this now, which will hopefully continue. But yeah, so I came up with this idea because I think we don't talk enough about, we don't talk brutally honest enough about sex and what we enjoy and what we like and the weird parts about sex and the very specific parts about sex. And that's why I wanted to dive into bed with people and talk about sex, because it's great, it's fun, and I think important.
It is most definitely creating dialogue. I think is really important.
Yeah.
And it's the main goal that this podcast aim to have. But this is the first episode, as we said already. You're gonna be the host for it, so this is a little bit of an interview to get to know you and get to know who you are. So I guess the question now is, how do you identify yourself?
God. Well, I don't really like labels, but I do also at the same time understand how important labels are, to understand. Oh God, yeah, we live close by a military airport.
We're roommates, by the way.
Oh yeah, we totally forgot to say this.
We're roommates.
Yeah, Lorenzo lives on the other side of that wall, and
I've seen stuff. Anyway,
seen.
Let's not get ahead of myself. Go on. So you don't like labels, but labels are important.
Yeah, so labels are important, I think. I identify as queer, which means basically queer is an umbrella term of the whole
Spectrum.
yeah, all of so queer to me just means that I love everyone, and it doesn't matter about their gender, sex, or whatever. It's I don't love everyone. I can love everyone.
All right.
That's for me queer.
Okay.
And then I think I would just continue on that. There's also a label called genderqueer, which again is just that I don't really identify as any specific gender, and so it's a bit more gender queer.
Okay.
And on top of that, I'll just continue.
Yeah, just go on, because I know the list is long, bro.
On top of that, I am also polyamorous, which means that it's basically it's part of an open relationship. It's non-monogamy, but it means that I am open to love multiple people at the same time.
All right. Okay, it's a lot to unravel.
Yes.
So, I guess a natural question that I have is, because that sounds like a lot. Okay, a lot to unravel, a lot to discover even about yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
So was there ever like a moment or like a period of time where you felt like you were like weird or like wrong or like you were doing something wrong and you couldn't figure out what it was? Like how was the sexual journey for you to actually, get to the point where now you can confidently say in front of a cameras and millions of people that you are who you are?
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I grew up very Christian, and so it took me a while to figure out who I was, because I thought I knew myself for a really long time until I moved to Leeuwarden, where we both live now, and there I discovered that I actually didn't believe in the Bible or the Bible anymore.
Okay.
And so then I don't know, I went to find out who I was. If I wasn't a Christian, who am I? And so I actually don't know. I don't think I ever felt weird.
Okay.
I've always had queer friends, and I've always been very supportive. I've always been an ally.
All right.
And so but I just never felt like I was part of it. And then when I started looking for myself, I first got into a straight monogamous relationship, and he actually started about having maybe an open relationship, and at that time I found a podcast about polyamory, and we immediately went into polyamory. And when I was like, oh yeah, I can love multiple people, I could also love women. And
All right.
and then I was like, yeah, age really doesn't matter. Besides my minors, just checking.
For police listening.
Yeah, I don't date minors.
Nice to hear.
And I don't know, like now still every day I just think a lot about my sexuality or my gender or like my opinions. And so does that make sense? Like I just think about like, oh, could I love women? And I'm like, yeah, I could. Could I identify, like, do I identify as a woman? No, I actually don't, and so I think a lot, and that's
It's a keep on asking question and keep on giving answers. So everything is like a process.
yeah. And so
You don't think you're always gonna be like this?
no.
Or maybe yes, but the point is that it's a process.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I might stay like this, but I might change, and it's just I
Evolve.
would
Okay. So remaining on the polyamory side.
yeah.
How does it work? Like, how do you navigate into multiple relationships? Like, because me personally, I always have trouble scheduling. I know you're a schedule freak,
Yeah.
so you definitely like that. But like having to deal communication-wise and fixing everybody's schedules around what you have to do. Like, how do you navigate multiple relationships at once?
Yeah, it's to be honest, yeah, it just like depends. Like not all relationships are the same, and so if I had multiple partners at the same time, which I don't right now, but when I had, they weren't the same. Like they didn't take up the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like so one I would spend like every day with, and another one I would only see like once a month. So it's much easier to schedule. But yeah, like like you said, I do like scheduling, so I will always make time, and I always check my agenda and I put someone's name. It's a joke within polyamory that every partner has a color in the Google Calendar.
Or labels
There are
and labels
even
and labels.
so you're not just a color in my calendar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's nice. But now I want to know about
Okay.
you specifically,
Yeah.
because obviously we said labels, but like labels don't tell like the whole story.
Yeah.
Labels is just a label. What do you like? As in, what are you looking for?
Mm.
By the way, I know this answer.
Oh, okay. Then say it.
A polycule.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the fuck is a polycule?
No, you should explain it. You've been telling other people what a polycule is.
So a polycule apparently is like a relationship.
It's like multiple polyamorous people having a relation among themselves.
Yeah.
That's it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's everyone having a relationship with each other, and it's just yeah. That's That's true, and I would love that. I would love to share the love that I feel for someone else with someone else that also loves that person, and it's just a lot of love.
Okay, and like, have you ever been like close? Are you working towards it? Like, how does it work? Like, do you have to like go into like an already like a polycule that is already
I have to
established?
apply
Or, like,
for
do you
that.
have to build your own polycule? Like, how does it work?
I don't know.
Okay, well then, me neither.
Yeah, no. So I no, I'm not even close.
Okay.
I am trying to convince all of my friends to become.
This is crazy. Anyway.
No, yeah, I'm kidding, by the way. But like, I would love for all of my friends and all of my crushes to become polyamorous and to join my polycule. That would be great. But I'm not forcing anyone, and so I like for now. I'm not even close, no. But I think what I am doing, and that's also like, what do you want? What like I want more queer people in my life, and to like, yeah, I think my way to a polycule is just getting more queer people around myself and falling in love with a lot of people.
Okay.
But yeah, on top of that, I had a what is it called again? A New Year's resolution. And you know that one. I've been talking a lot about it, actually. Like, I had a New Year's resolution to have my first orgy this year. And it hasn't happened yet. And like, same, how do you find an orgy?
Start a podcast about sex and sexuality. You talk on camera about it.
Hopefully you're gonna you know,
yeah, we
gonna
got
find
us some
people this way.
fans.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
okay, so here is my application. Please join my orgy.
That was crazy.
I am kidding, just a little bit.
All right.
So, are you dating anybody at the moment?
Yes, that's the question. Are you dating anybody at the moment?
What's dating?
What's dating? Well, you define dating the way you want.
Yeah. Well, I think it gets difficult in polyamory. The line between friendship and like relationships gets kind of blurry, because you can have any kind of connection with anyone. And so I could have sex with a friend and it wouldn't be a relationship, and I could have a platonic connection with someone that I would say I have a relationship with. And so dating, I don't really know. So for now, I would say I am not dating anyone right now.
Okay.
But I yeah, no.
All right. Well, agree to disagree, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, listen. The podcast is called How Was It?
Yeah.
I sleep next door.
Yeah.
And I remember this night I was trying to sleep, but I could hear everything that was going on in this room. So I remember when it was your last time. Do you remember how was it?
God. I knew this question was coming.
course you would.
I did not prepare myself. Yeah, so I don't actually remember when. That was like a month ago or something. Yeah, so I was on a dating app called Field. Everyone go on Field. That's how I find my
Victims.
victims. No, Field is it's a dating app. A bit more focused on threesomes, and it's a bit more queer, a bit more non-monogamous. And I was on that dating app, and I was a little bit desperate, and I matched with someone, and he came over. Was it the same night? I don't remember.
It was.
Okay, thanks. And he came over the same night, and we.
I ate in the kitchen because this bitch was having the date in the living room. I'm just saying.
I'm sorry.
Okay, go on.
He arrived at my house. Also, Field is like on other dating apps. You usually have that you can get verified. On this app, you cannot, and a lot of people have fake names and fake not recognizable photos.
Okay.
So inviting someone from Field to your house is usually not
The best idea.
the best idea, but that's why I have 2 roommates, and they were at home. So, God.
Anyway, how was it?
He was on a date. God, we were in my house. We had dinner, and I actually didn't think I would get any that night because of his profile. We actually got really along. We talked for a really long time, and at some point, there's just a vibe, an energy. You start looking at each other's eyes like a little longer, and so we started kissing. Within a minute, within 10 seconds, I was on top of him, and like a few minutes later, undressing each other. And then it's always the question, do you want to stay downstairs or do you want to go upstairs? Which has some benefits, because downstairs you would not hear us,
I know.
probably. But going upstairs, you would hear us. But the chances of you going downstairs...
Or none.
Okay, yes, but it would be horrendous if you would, because you would see everything.
Mm-hmm.
So we went upstairs, and we continued. And God, I've never done this, but I also haven't told you that. We're going into details now. I'm sorry.
Let's go.
I was undressing him, so I took off his pants, and he was standing, and I was like going down. I was like, I'm just gonna like give you a head right now while I'm sitting and you're standing, and it just felt so porn, It was fun. And
How was it? 1 to 10. We know what we want.
yeah, I don't know. We then started having sex, and I don't remember which positions or anything. I feel like it was a lot missionary. And so basically, it was quite nice. It was okay. That's worse. It was okay.
Okay.
But then, at some point, when we were already going on for a bit, I started thinking about my ex. Yeah, which is not great. And so, I got distracted, which I do quite often. And so I was just only thinking about my ex, and I was like, the sex, it's over for me. Like my thoughts have taken over. Eventually he came and he went to the bathroom, and then I felt like I just needed to cry. And so he came back from the bathroom, and I was just like, hey, I'm sorry, but I'm feeling very emotional right now. and he was like, okay, so like, what do you need? And I was like, I would like it if you would not stay for too long.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was like, do you want me to leave right now, or like, do you want me to stay for a little bit? And I was like, you can stay for a little bit. And so he stayed for like 10 minutes and then he left. And then that was actually like very nice of him to
Listen.
and leave. And yeah, then he left and I cried. So overall, a 2, but that was just because of me and not because of him necessarily.
Damn.
Yeah.
A 2 is like crazy low.
Yeah, but that's
Like
because
crazy low, but like you're talking about the overall like
I'm feeling
aftertaste of it.
yeah, because I'm feeling bad about it now. I'm like, I shouldn't have had sex with him because I obviously wasn't over my ex, and like there were so many emotions involved.
So like 2 is like more of a grade that you give yourself.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Well,
I guess this is how was it.
Yeah.
all right.
So for next part, I have some rapid fire questions.
All right.
I don't know if you're ready for them. It's a lot of them. I'm not gonna read them all.
No,
Yeah.
just
Okay. Do you feel rightfully represented by the LGBTQA plus community? Just yes and no, and then if you want to add like a couple of sentences to
yes.
add. Okay. Is it true polyamory is just an excuse to avoid commitment?
No, because you still have to commit to loving relationships.
Okay. Do you think the community, LGBTQA plus, is fairly represented in the media?
Depends. Yeah.
Okay. Is it possible to cheat as a polyamorous person?
Yes.
Do you think the Netherlands is gay?
No.
Okay. Was the best head you've ever received from a man or a woman or somebody else?
I actually don't like receiving head because I get distracted. So I don't think I've ever had really good head.
Nice. I mean, not nice, but like, okay. Is there a gender you dislike? Borderline cancelable. Or horrible?
Yeah. I've said for a while that I stopped dating men because I was done with men, but I came back to that and I went on one date with a man now, which is nice.
Okay. Do you send nudes?
All the time.
Are you passive or active?
Passive.
Would you peg a man?
100%.
What is the maximum and minimum age you would date?
Minimum 18, but probably a bit above that. Maximum, I don't have.
You don't have.
I haven't figured it out yet.
Okay, but hold on. Like, what if I don't know? There's a guy that's showing up, but he's 75. Would you be like, okay, like let's date because you know.
I mean, I don't think it would like I would fall in love immediately with someone at 75, but I think if there's someone that I connect with, I could definitely date someone at 75.
Okay, fair enough. Have you ever been broken up with a guy you had a relationship with because he didn't want you to be in a polyamorous relationship, and then he moved on to a monogamous relationship with the person you recommended him to try polyamory with, and has it been weird ever since?
Yes.
Do you want to see more about it?
No.
Would you ever consider monogamy for the right person?
I have, but the final answer is no.
All right. Well, Silka, thanks for having us in your room.
Thanks for
My dog.
joining me in my room. Finally. Been
Finally.
waiting for this. Well, this was the How Was It podcast with today Lorenzo as the host. All of the other episodes, I will be the host. And if you want to follow us on Instagram, that is totally possible. It's how_was_it_podcast. And slide in our DMs for some feedback and to join my orgy. Bye.